Okay, so today I would like to talk about products. Okay, so what are products? What do you understand by the term product? Well, before we touch up on that, right, I just like to for us to review a few key terms or important things. Okay, so the first one we're going to have a look at is terms. What does terms mean? Terms, right, by definition are separated by a plus and a minus sign, which are outside brackets. This is all grade 9 revision or grade 9 theory that you should know by now. Right. Another thing that we also need to know is factors. The definition for factors are joined by multiplication. So if the two things are being multiplied, they are known as factors. Let's look at an example quickly. Let's say we had 3 times x, or normally it's known as 3x, for example. 3 and x would be a factor, x squared in this case would be a factor. Terms are separated by plus and minus, so if we add x plus, let's say, y, there will be the two terms. There will be two different things. Right. Another thing that we also need to know is some other terms, like terms. Like terms have identical letters, emphasis on identical, with identical exponents, also again emphasis on that. So if we have to have a look, we'll say a b squared and b squared a. They would be considered like terms even though they're not in the same order because of the commutative law of multiplication. If we said 5 times 3, that would be the same as saying 3 times 5 because multiplication doesn't matter which number goes first. Okay, another thing we also want to talk about is monomial. The expression consists of one term, and binomial, which is 2, and trinomial, which is 3. You also get a polynomial, which consists of many, but let's not go into that for now. Polynomial. Okay, so I just want to quickly refresh. I'll do another video with in-depth of law of exponents. I just want to touch on the law 1 of exponents, which says when the powers, right, with the same base are multiplied, in this case, then you have to add exponents. Let's look at another example. If we had to say, let's say we had x to the power of 4, not um, addition, wait, that's a bad example. Let's say we had a to the power of 3 times a to the power of 4. Right? Now, because of the law of exponents and the bases a are the same, we'll have to add exponents, so that would be a to the power of 3 plus 4, which then becomes a to the power of 7. Okay, so now let's look at finding a product. Now, what do you understand by the word product? Product, if I had to say find the product of 4 and let's say 2, it will be 8, right? So how did we get to 8? We said 4 multiplied by 2 because product is just another word for multiplication. Okay, so let's have a look. If it's, let's see, it says multiply each term inside the bracket. So each term, remember terms are separated by plus and minus signs, right? Just get rid of this. Are separated by plus and minus signs, and it's inside the bracket, right? So inside the bracket with a number glued meaning multiplied instead with the bracket. So let's have a look. If we have 2 times that, so it's going to be, because of the law of exponents, we're saying 2 times 3x squared. Sorry, not the law of exponents, multiplication, we're going to multiply plus 2 times, because each term gets multiplied with the other term, 5x minus, now just be careful here, here's a positive and here's a negative. When we're multiplying a positive and a negative, we'll get a negative answer. So this will be 2 times 3. Let me just leave it as is for now. Okay. Now 2 times 3 is going to be 6, right? X squared plus 2 times 5, which gives us 10 x. Now, the 2 times negative 3 would give us negative 6 because the positive times negative gives us a negative. So that's all. So that's all we need to know for finding a product or a simple term like this. So let's have a look now at finding a binomial and a binomial. One of the first things that we need to know is FOIL. Now, what is FOIL? You've probably heard at school something about FOIL. FOIL is just another word for first terms. F stands for first terms, O is for outer, I is for inner, and L is for last. And then we also have to look at like terms at the end when we're done simplifying. So let's just do each term gets multiplied with each term. Let's write in a different color. Say we had that becomes that. So it's 2x rather times 3x plus 2x times negative 5. I'll put that in there. Make that meter plus 3x times 1, which is just 3x, and um, plus 3x minus 5, because 1 times minus 5 is just minus 5. So now I have a look. Let's say 2 times 3 would give us 6. X times x. Now remember law of exponents, law 1. If the bases are the same, we add exponent. And when there's no exponent, then we assume it's the power of negative 1. Which is, sorry, not the power of negative 1, the power of positive 1 rather. So if we add x, that's x to the power of 1 is just x, which we just write as is. So we add the exponent, so it's 1 plus 1, which gives us 2. So 6x squared plus. Now here we have a dilemma again, a positive and a negative. So positive and negative again, remember, gives us a negative. So this will be 2 times 5, which gives us negative 10x plus 3x, which we just rewrite, and minus 5. So now we're going to look for like terms. Is there any other x squares here? No, there isn't. So there's only that one there. That's x squared. Now minus 10x plus 3, those are like terms. So minus 10 plus 3 will give us minus 7, right? And then minus 5 is just the last number there. So that would be the simplification of this, a binomial and a binomial. Okay, so now we're going to look at the more complex one, a binomial and a trinomial. When working with binomial and a trinomial, we have to remember every term, right? Now remember, terms are separated by plus and minus sign. We're going to say there's no minus signs. In the first bracket must be multiplied by every term in the second bracket. So in other words, everything gets multiplied with everything. Also, don't forget to look for like terms and always write your answers in descending powers, which is more preferable. Okay, so let's have a look. Away some more space. Take this out. Okay, now let's have a look. We have 2x plus 4 multiplied by 3x squared plus 2x plus 6. Now, just to save some space, I'm going to skip a step. Okay, so I'm just going to multiply directly. So 2 times 3, right, will give us 6, and x to the power of 1 plus x times multiplied by x to the power of 2, which gives us, remember, law of exponents. 1 plus 2 gives us 3. So that and that. Now that and that will give us 2 times 2, which gives us 4. 1 plus 1 gives us 2. Okay. So then that one's done. 2 and 6 gives us 12. X is there on its own, so it's finished. So now we're done with the 2x. Okay, so now we multiply the 4. Now 4 times 3 gives us 12x squared. And 4 times 2 gives us 8x. And 4 times 6 gives us 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay, so now we've multiplied out. Each term got multiplied with each term. Now we're going to look for like terms. Okay, first thing, is there any other cubes here? No, there is not, so it's just 6x cubed. Is there any other square? Yes, there is. There is a square and there is a square. We're done with the 6. 4 plus 12 gives us 16x squared. That's done. That's done. Is there any other x's or x to the power 1? There's one and there's one. So it's 12 plus 8 gives us 20. Right? So that's done and that's done. And lastly, 24 on its own is just 24. Okay, so that's how we would work out. So that's basically how products are done. In the next video, I'll do some more problems. We'll look at more complex products and how to simplify those. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video, guys. Okay, and also don't forget to comment.